between the realm of the dead and the journeys of the living. Join Josh, Jamie, and Elisa as they delve into the vast world of the paranormal and breathe life back into the history of the departed. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Paranormal Peace Podcast. I'm Jamie.
I'm Elisa.
And I'm Josh. And tonight, we're going to Kentucky.
Oh, we've been there.
We have been there.
We're going back.
We're going back.
Okay.
I just had to do that so I could fit in.
Take us back.
Hey, at least in August, you'd be like, I've been to
there.
Kentucky.
That's right.
She'd be like, I've been to Waverly.
Nee.
I know. So freaking excited.
Deep in the rolling hills of Claremont, Kentucky, the air is thick with the angel's share, that sweet, oaky vapor that escapes the bourbon barrels as they age. But at the James Beam Distillery Company, the angels aren't the only ones taking their cut. Since 1795, 7 generations of the Beam family have mastered the craft of the spirit. But some spirits here never left. From the lady in the window watching over the T. Jeremiah Beam house to the unexplained screams that echo through the grounds on the night of a full moon, the history of the distillery is written in the more than just whiskey and charred oak. Tonight, we step past the copper stills and into the shadows of Warehouse D to uncover the legends, the sightings, and the souls that still linger in the birthplace of the world's best-selling bourbon. Grab a glass and settle in. Tonight, we're proofing the paranormal at Jim Beam.
Nice.
That's quite the intro.
I know. Now I just need a glass of Jim Beam.
Like, what's that?
It's a bourbon.
It's bourbon. Alcohol.
Yes.
What's that? Just kidding.
Something I don't drink.
Nope.
Not a Jim Beam fan. Unfortunately, I guess.
Is it unfortunate?
I don't know. I mean, it's the world's #1 bourbon, so maybe.
Maybe it's an acquired taste.
Oh, it is
probably
definitely
is
an acquired
yeah.
taste.
I would imagine it is an acquired taste, but you also don't follow the world, do you?
I don't.
So you're not missing out.
No. The story of the Jim Beam Distillery starts even before Kentucky was born. In 1740, when America was known as the 13 Colonies, many European settlers came on land dreaming of a better future, as did the Bourbon family from Germany. They relocated 48 years later to where central Kentucky is now and changed their name to Beam because that sounded more American. They started growing corn because the hot summers and mild winters were perfect for this crop. The nearby limestone spring made it perfect. Some settlers, like Scottish, Irish, and also German, started carefully producing bourbon. Some settlers, like Scottish, Irish, and German, started carefully producing bourbon. Jacob Beam used his father's recipe for whiskey and decided to try this on his excess corn. The taste of his whiskey bourbon was much sweeter than the better-known grain-based whiskey. And when Jacob made the best decision he's ever made. He started selling it.
Why not?
Right?
If it's much sweeter.
It's like, hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's sell it.
Let's make some moolah.
In 1795, Jacob began selling his Old Jake Beam Sour Mash Whiskey, straight from the barrel. Its immediate popularity throughout the region allowed him to expand his holdings and distribute his whiskey beyond state lines, laying the foundation for a burgeoning enterprise.
Well, that was like the thing then.
Yeah.
Any alcohol was like more precious than water.
So when he started making his whiskey, there were 3,000 other distilleries in Kentucky.
That's a lot.
Holy.
In Kentucky?
In Kentucky.
Dude. They got a problem.
Just to give that context, there's 2,000 distilleries in the U.S. today.
Holy moly.
It's kind of like the gold rush, only alcohol.
And we're talking legal licensed distilleries.
Right.
We're not talking about the moonshiners.
I was going to say the people growing it, the people making it out in their backyard.
Yeah.
Or up in the woods.
Yep.
Which Kentucky is highly known for moonshining too. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is just legal distilleries.
We've had some good moonshine.
We have, but that's legal moonshine.
I understand, but it was still good.
It was delicious.
The one we had was butterscotch.
It tasted just like a butterscotch candy. Like if you melted a butterscotch candy.
Except for it burned.
Yeah.
Gross.
It was so good. David Beam, Jacob's son, inherited his father's aptitude for both distilling and business. In 1820, at the age of 18, David assumed the role of distillery manager and spearheaded the company's move towards industrialization. Recognizing the potential for increased efficiency in production, he expanded the distillery and became one of the first to implement the revolutionary column still technology instead of the traditional pot stills. So they're just industrializing and making it better. Or I should say more efficient.
Well, because you have to be during that time. If you've got 3,000 people that you're going up against, you got to be a step ahead.
Yeah, exactly. The influence and contributions of James Bergen, Jim Beam, were such that it is his name by which the company and distillery are known today. So born in 1864, the great-grandson of Jacob Beam, he took over the family business in 1894, when the brand was known as Old Tub.
Old tub. Did they make it in an old tub?
That's how it started.
That's what I picture the label. It's just an old like clawfoot bathtub
With an old dude
with an old
bathing in
dude
bourbon.
sitting in it. He's got a little scrub brush in his hands.
Bathtub full of bourbon.
I taste like my old granddaddy. Like his grandfather, he wasn't content with the status quo and implemented modern techniques and business practices to make Old Tub one of the first national bourbon brands. So, I mean, you got to figure, 1894, like there's still not that much as far as like national recognition of things. Things were still very localized because there's no television, there's no national advertising capabilities.
I'm sure a lot of that stuff was by word of mouth.
Exactly. Word of mouth, and then, some transporting it to other areas,
Right.
and having to hand sell it to, store owners
Companies
and
stores,
stuff.
yeah.
But unfortunately, Prohibition came.
Oh, of course.
Dun, dun, dun.
And during Prohibition, James Beam, who was the father of T. Jeremiah Beam, sold Clear Spring Distillery, which was their name at the time. The family was involved briefly and unsuccessfully in coal mining and stone crushing during Prohibition era. During this period, the Murphy Barber Company Distillery, a small complex at Claremont, was purchased by James Beam. The Murphy Barber Distillery had operated at Claremont from 1891 to 1918, which sounds like a really long time, but it was really 27 years.
I was going to say, it's like, what, 30 years?
Yeah, 27 years, yeah.
Not as long as it sounds.
It's not anytime you go like 18 something, you're like,
To
whoa.
19 something, you're like, whoa.
That's
a long
ancient.
time. Yeah. At the center of the small Murphy Barber Company operation was the 2-story frame house, which later became the home of Jeremiah Beam. Built originally in 1911, it functioned with the Murphy Barber Company operation as a boarding house for coopers, gaugers, and salespeople who visited the plant. When the Murphy Barber Company closed in 1917, the rooming house became a farmhouse. When Prohibition ended, James B. Beam formed a partnership with Harry Blum to build a modern distilling operation. The Murphy Baker Company site at Claremont was chosen as the site for the new operation, and T. Jeremiah Beam was put in charge of the on-site management of the new operation. So they took over an old distillery in the house and turned it into what is now modern-day Jim Beam.
That's pretty cool.
It is neat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So Jeremiah Beam moved into the refurbished boarding house, which became the focal point of the operation during the 1930s. Beam lived in the house until 1946, when he moved to Louisville and began commuting to the plant. That sounds terrible.
Well, how far is it?
That's a couple hours today.
Oh.
So would he like commute and then just stay there for a while for the week and then go back home?
More than
probably?
likely, that's exactly what he was doing.
I wonder if things like that would be like week on, week off.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you've heard of people doing that where they'd come in for a little bit and then leave.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because if he's not actively doing the distilling and like being the distill master, then he wouldn't necessarily need to be there all the time.
Right.
Except for the old boarding house, all the other structures from the Murphy Baker Company operation were removed as a modern Jim Beam Distillery Company plant developed over the next 3 decades. Numerous 9-story warehouses were built on the site of the low hills. And by numerous, I think they're up to 32.
Holy moly.
Today?
Yeah.
Wow.
They have 500,000 barrels of product on site.
Seriously?
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow, I'd like to see that.
They'd be awesome.
I wonder how much they sell a day.
Few million bottles.
A day?
Yeah. The way it used to. It's
mean-
down
Well, I mean
now.
today though.
Oh,
I wonder how much they sell in a day on average.
they stopped operating for a year this year.
Did they really?
Yeah,
This year?
this year. They're stopping operations for a full year because they're Canadian. A lot of this is consumed in Canada, and 86% of the Canadian exports dropped. So they're only down to 14%.
Oh wow.
And let's face it, most people aren't consuming alcohol like we used to.
I hope not. That's probably a good thing.
Right.
Yeah. So like I think the liquor industry in itself is in a decline at the moment.
Good. Who
So,
cares?
I mean, this place will be a museum for a long time coming. So, lakes were created to store water for the operation, and the modern still house and operation buildings were also constructed. All buildings have been added in the last 50 years, including 1-story storage houses. Extensive changes to the structures built in the 1930s, plus the addition of other buildings in the last 50 years, prevent the nomination of the entire complex to the National Registry. So, unfortunately, because everything's being new, they can't get the entire site on the National Registry.
Because it's not old enough?
Right, because it's constantly in
Right.
flux. Because it's only, 50 years old. I mean, most everything's, other than the house,
Right.
everything else is, under 50 years old. The T. Jeremiah Beam House, which remains the focal point of the complex, is the building most significantly associated with the early critical years when planning and development of the post-Prohibition distillery at Claremont took place. He relocated operations where the critical ingredient was stored in a safe location and nurtured through the dry years. This wasn't just a matter of preservation for him. It was an act of foresight that ensured the continuity of Jim Beam's unique flavor profile. So imagine having the foresight to say, hey, Prohibition, we can't sell anything. So we're just going to store it
Until it's over.
until it's over.
I mean, smart.
Very smart.
Yeah.
and then you got the supply of all the legal hooch once prohibition drops.
And make money hand over
Yep.
fist. Yeah.
So when prohibition ended in 1933, Beam was 69. Rather than retire, like we know, he rebuilt and modernized the facility. So the company as we know today, which is the Jim Beam Distilling Company, was officially formed in 43, even though his family had the old tub for a lot longer.
Right.
He passed away in 1946, but of course, his name is which the true legacy of Jim Beam truly rests. So T. Jeremiah Beam, James Beam's son, took over distilling in 46, and he's credited with help building the brand's profile overseas, start selling it overseas. James Beam's grandsons, Frederick Booker No II, Edward Baker Beam, further cemented the family's legacy. In the 1980s, Booker, a sixth-generation master distiller, created the small batch bourbon collection. These premium bourbons include Booker's, Knob Creek, Baker's, and Basil Hayden's.
This is like all words I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just brands.
Oh, okay.
They're just brands, or they're different strengths, or
They're brands.
They're just brands. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very interesting looking into the history of the area, trying to find why these places would be haunted.
Right.
You look for, tragedies and deaths, and
Typically, that's what we look for.
right?
Yeah.
Trying to find anything that kind of happened in the area. And there's just nothing really reported except for one incident that happened in 2019 on July 3rd.
Oh,
2019.
So it's like super recent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lightning strikes one of the barrel warehouses. So we're talking 9 stories of whiskey barrels.
Okay, so what happened?
And everything's in wood.
Oh, geez.
The barrels are wood. The building's wood.
So what happened?
So the warehouse burns so hot that the heat melts the fire truck's taillights that show up like candle wax.
Well, okay, yeah. So wood and alcohol
Yeah.
and fire.
Yep.
You got the alcohol to fuel the fire. That's yeah. Wow.
Firefighters let the warehouse burn until Saturday evening in the hopes that most of the liquid would burn up rather than spill into the nearby creek. Even still, the runoff created a 23-mile-long alcohol plume that floated down the Kentucky River, leaving thousands of fish who couldn't hold their liquor dead in its wake.
Poor fishies.
They're not meant to breathe liquor.
No. An official casualty count is forthcoming. So it was tens of thousands of fish that ended up succumbing.
That's sad, though.
The plume had entered the Ohio River by Sunday night, which then thankfully it dissipated because of the size of the river.
Mm-hmm. Diluted it down. Yeah.
That's going to be so hard for the fishermen.
Oh, yeah. Trying to catch drunk fish.
Oh, my gosh.
Or dead fish.
Oh, the dead fish. Can you imagine the stench?
It could be terrible.
Oh, that would stink so bad.
Yeah.
Alcohol and rotting fish.
Yeah, they ended up having to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines.
Oh,
I'm
for
sure.
the incident.
Clean up.
Which sucks, though, too, because it's not like really their fault.
No.
It's not their fault. Like, lightning strikes a wooden building.
What do you do?
Yeah. Starts the whole thing on fire.
That's terrible.
So many of the hauntings that have been reported over the years have been kept quiet. The staff haven't really talked a ton about it. So most of what we know is actually from one single investigation from Paranormal Lockdown.
Oh, geez. Okay.
They were the first ones allowed in 2018.
Wow. Okay, so this was before the drunk fish incident.
This is before the drunk fish
So they're not being
incident.
haunted by drunk fish.
They are not being haunted by drunk fish.
Okay.
And if you guys remember, that show didn't last very long. In fact, that was season 3 of the show, and that was the last season that they had.
Mm-hmm.
But it was Nick Groth and
Wasn't it Katrina something?
Katrina.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
And they would spend 72 hours in a location and spend the night in there on cots.
See, I'd love to go spend
Yes.
72 hours in a single location.
Yeah.
Because when you go investigate, you're doing it for a few hours. You don't get the chance to do days to really get a better chance at experiencing what really goes on there.
And
Right.
like one night can be very different from the next.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And so, and it's always varying too, right? Like you get that time, but then you get the daytime.
Yep.
No, there's daytime stuff too.
Exactly. So you kind of get this whole cacophony of potentiality of things happening. And it's like, this would be fun.
It would be amazing.
So.
And I feel like you're going to get way more good evidence that you can not refute.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you have a location for that long, you're going to get multiple things that are going to happen, but that can reoccur. So
Right.
instead of maybe you're only experiencing one door open, maybe you're experiencing 3 or 4.
Right.
Right.
You
Or
know?
maybe a certain incident that happens at a certain time
Yes.
of the day or night will happen on another day or night at the same time.
Right. Maybe
That would
it
be
happens
cool,
every
too.
night at midnight. And then you
Right.
could catch it every night you're there at midnight.
That would be awesome.
That would be way cool.
Yeah. I remember I watched their one episode where they did Waverly,
Mm-hmm.
and they had taken a tripwire and laid it on the body chute.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, we should do that.
And then they slept
So they slept down
in
there.
the body chute.
Yeah.
And you can see
Something
walk up the tripwire as the lights go up
towards where they were.
to where they were laying.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's pretty wicked.
Yeah.
Were they asleep when it happened?
Yes.
What?
They woke up because they heard a noise and they got to review their stuff. But yeah, it's kind of neat that way. I would love to be able to sleep in Waverly if we could get it for that long, but
Oh, that would be an arm and a leg
yeah,
and a butt cheek.
you need TV show money.
Yeah, you definitely do. So when they were locked down for 72 hours in here, what did they experience? What did they experience?
Yeah, so I only covered the first part of their investigation.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to give a whole
Well, we could go
recount
watch
of their
it.
stuff. You can go watch it, right? It's season 3 of Paranormal Lockdown.
Yeah.
If you want to find it, it's on HBO Max, so you can stream it. So there's 3 main haunted locations listed on this property. So we'll go. The first one is Warehouse D,
Okay.
which people have experienced disembodied footsteps and whistling coming from above them when no one else is in the upper floors of the warehouse.
Okay, so this isn't the one that got struck by lightning, is it?
No,
Okay.
this one still exists.
Okay.
So, this property is massive.
Okay.
So what I've found is in warehouses, I've seen where there's a lot of whistling in warehouses.
That would make sense to me, though.
Yeah,
Right.
Got to whistle while you work.
Well, it's like whistling to gather people's attention.
Yeah,
Because
it's just
so
not-
big and
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, the thing about these warehouses too, and maybe people don't understand how bourbon gets made, but after you brew the bourbon itself, the alcohol itself, it gets put into casks, so wooden barrels,
Mm-hmm.
and then stored.
It's where it gets its flavor.
It's stored for 10 years. I think it's 10 years. It sits in these barrels, and they just rotate the barrels.
Right.
And so, yeah, when it goes in, it's clear. When it comes out,
It's brown.
It's brown. It's caramel colored. All of the flavoring, all of the color comes from the barrel itself. And so these guys, the people that would be going into these warehouses would be one checking on to make sure that there's no leaks or anything like that. But they're also going to be rotating the barrels
Right.
on all 9 floors.
Oh, my word. Woo. That's a lot.
And this is Kentucky.
It's hot and humid.
Yeah, think of like how stuffy the top level of Benson Grist Mill gets, and that's only the second floor. Or third floor, technically,
third
right?
Floor, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine 6 more above it.
Well, and how do they get the barrels from one level to the next?
I hope they use cranes or like winch systems or something.
Well, given the weight of the barrels, I'm assuming that they do.
Yeah, they got it.
Some sort of pulley
They're a
system
couple
of some
hundred pounds
sort.
at least a piece.
Yeah. It'd be cool to go see, though.
It would be very cool to see. And you can. It is a museum, so you can go see some of the stuff.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And you can do tours. They still do tours. So you can do a tour and a bourbon tasting.
Nah,
or not taste the bourbon if you don't want to drink it.
I'd like to do the tour though.
Yeah, the tour would be fun. As people walk in the door to the barrel warehouse, they catch a glimpse of the lower half of a person walking up the stairs to the second floor.
Half a body
going up the stairs.
Wow.
So no one's in the warehouse. You walk in and there's going.
Makes you wonder if it's like residual, just their daily routine of rotating the barrels, and
they just didn't give enough energy to create the full body. They
right.
Just only had enough.
Yeah, because I mean they still had to walk up the stairs.
Maybe they worked part time.
Yeah.
So,
so they're just half.
That's half time. A man in overalls has been spotted standing in between the stacks of the barrels, and that area is called the ricks. So, and there's not much space in between these racks, so it's maybe only a foot and a half, 2 feet wide.
Well, right, they got to pack as many in there as they can. Right. You don't want to waste space.
So he's often seen as people are just walking down the main aisles, and they look down the ricks, and you can see him just standing there.
Is he like watching?
Looking at you as you're walking by.
Woo!
And
awesome. Then I'm sure they look right back and like they do a double take and they're gone.
Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of common. Like I don't know how many people else do this, but like when I'm walking down a hallway with a bunch of doors, I'm always looking in the doors as I walk.
Side to side, yeah. Yep.
And so that'd be the same way in these warehouses. So people have also felt a foreboding presence in the warehouse, as if they're not supposed to be in the area and they're not welcome there.
Well, and that would make sense too, because if you weren't a worker, what would you be doing up there,
Right.
Stealing some bourbon.
You have no business being in there.
That's
Why
right.
are you here?
Why are you there? Yeah.
Or it's just something that's not a happy spirit that you're feeling that energy of.
Yeah, it's their alcohol. Get out.
Right. I would imagine though that if you work there and you're part of the distilling crew, that you probably have a very high sense of possession, even though it's not technically yours, but there's pride in what you're doing.
Exactly. Well, especially back then, a lot of people had pride in their jobs.
Yeah.
And did good jobs. Not like today necessarily.
Where it's half cheeked. That's why maybe that's why they're only showing up with the bottom legs, because they're doing everything they're doing is half-assed.
Literally.
So let's move on to Warehouse K.
All right.
It's another one of the reported haunting locations. This one is interesting. It's reported that prior to the construction of the warehouse, there was a house that was on the property. In fact, there were many houses on the property. This property is 500 acres.
Holy cow.
It's got some size.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But that house burned to the ground. And unfortunately, there was somebody inside, and a woman passed away.
Oh, that's too bad.
Now, the challenge is that these properties have been around since the 1700s. Historical records are not very good.
Sure.
And so there's no telling which house, how long the house was there, or who owned the house. There's no solid records of any of that.
Right.
But she's been reported as wearing a formal dress, and that she doesn't really just stand on the ground on the second and upper floors. She more floats.
Kind of hovers.
Okay. But she's been seen by many employees, and some have refused to even just go into that warehouse.
I mean, imagine if you see a woman just hovering there. I mean, that's a little alarming.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for paranormal investigators, it would be kind of thrilling.
Oh, we'd be loving it.
I mean,
Like, if I was just a normal person, I would be more afraid of a
Yeah.
ghost just hovering there,
yeah.
doing nothing,
hmm
than one that was going about their business, doing
Right.
whatever. Like,
Right.
I
Right.
would be more scared of that. That
be
seems
alarming.
more
Well,
scary to me.
especially when you think like in Warehouse D, the activity that's there seems to be associated to the activity of distilling.
Right.
They look like workmen, right?
But with a woman hovering.
But a woman
What is she doing?
like why are you here? Like this is not, you're not supposed to be here.
Okay, so is she on the main floor? Is she on all the floors? Like
Upper floors.
upper floors?
Yeah.
Which is interesting because we've talked about how residual spirits, when they're doing their thing, if the dynamic of their house or whatever they're at has changed, they do not.
Right.
So
So they can go in and out doors that aren't there.
or like
The floors.
their floors are
Mhm.
higher up, and so
Yep.
the ghost is only seen halfway,
Yep.
half their torso and their head through the floor, like,
Right.
Right.
walking because their main floor was 3 feet lower.
Yep.
Right. And this could very well be something more residual versus intelligent.
But it's interesting that she's hovering
She's
when she's
well,
on those upper floors.
upper floors.
I would think
Right.
maybe hovering if it was on the lower floor, because maybe where her house stood was just a little bit higher.
Well, and they never said exactly which floor she appears on.
Right.
And so it could just be the second floor.
But when you say upper floors and there's
Right.
a multitude of floors, you're thinking the top
Maybe she's
2,
seen
3.
at all of them.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, and
who knows?
they never specified. And so there was an interview with an employee by the name of Becky who worked at the distillery. Her account is that she was coming up the stairs, and when she looked down the hallway, the aisle of the building, she saw a woman in old-timey dress that was just standing there. She didn't move, didn't say anything, but looked solid.
Jeez.
Although the interesting thing is she appeared grayer than color.
Interesting.
So she was like a grayscale instead of being full color.
Hmm.
So Becky decided it's time to leave. As she left and started walking out, she looked back behind her and the lady was gone.
Right.
Now, there's a belief there that the lady in this building is named Mary.
Okay. Why?
That's the thing. Nobody knows.
They don't give a reason.
They probably
don't
just
give a
named
reason.
her.
named her.
They could have named her.
Well, when you say there's a belief that her name is Mary, that's why I ask.
Right.
Not that they call her Mary.
Yeah. And I think it's just one of those things it's handed down. Or
Sure.
maybe someone found some information out once upon a time.
Or
You know,
maybe they got they're intuitive and they
I was
know
thinking
her
the
name's
exact same
Mary.
I mean, that's entirely possible, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's also reported, or Becky also reports, that sometimes when she's up on that level, she can smell flowers in the warehouse, which is interesting because you should be smelling distilling alcohol.
Right. So if you're smelling flowers,
That's a whole other thing.
and a lot of time the floral smell is obviously associated with a woman.
Right.
Yep. Or I wonder if it's like potpourri kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It could be perfume based too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of perfumes were flower based, and so
Mm-hmm.
could be smelling just her perfume.
Sure.
But it would be very interesting because, like this, if you've smelled alcohol being distilled, there's a very distinct aroma to it,
Mm-hmm.
and so smelling flowers would definitely be out of the ordinary.
Well, and I wouldn't think that the smell of the alcohol would be subtle.
No,
I think it would be very obvious. So if you have a floral scent that's over that, it's going to have to
I'm
be
sure
pretty
it was
strong.
probably concentrated in one
Yep.
specific spot.
Yep.
Yeah. So, when Nick and Katrina walked into warehouse D the very first time, they're like, oh yeah, you can smell it. And they just stepped 2 feet into the door.
Right.
The alcohol?
Yeah.
Or
The smelling of the distilling of alcohol. So you know it's going to be strong.
Right.
In the main house, which is the one that was built in 1911, that's where all of the distillers and their families had lived and stayed.
Okay.
Now it's a museum. People have reported seeing and hearing a lady walking around the upstairs of the house and looking out the windows. So she's most seen on the second floor and the stairs.
Okay.
It's suspected that it's T. Jeremiah's wife, Lucy, as she spent time overseeing the renovations of the house.
I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah. And the staff have also reported hearing footsteps and the tinkling of sample glasses moving across the floor when nobody's there.
Across the floor?
Wait, how does that happen?
How does it move across the floor?
It's just the sound.
Oh.
The sound of glass sliding on wood, obviously.
Well, when you say floor, I picture little marching shot glasses.
Your little glasses like that just are sliding around.
But if it's on if it's like on a wood bar, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they would have done the sampling inside of the building.
I have no idea.
It's like, everybody sit on the ground. I'm going to slide you some glasses.
Right?
They just roll a barrel in.
Yeah. Now, the interesting part, and this didn't come up in any of the interviews that they had during the show, is there are reports for some reason, of a security guard who would go outside and howl at the moon when it was a full moon.
Okay.
Some people just do that. My dad will do that sometimes. If
Really?
I'm at my parents' house. I mean, this is like my whole entire life. I'll be inside and my dad will come home from somewhere and it's late and all of a sudden he will just howl outside. And all of a sudden I hear him like, oh, Dad's home. Just a random quirky thing he does that we all laugh at.
Okay,
so maybe it's some guy who just has this little quirky thing he does every time it's full moon.
It's very possible. Well, supposedly now that he's no longer living, he's still doing it as a spirit.
Oh, that'd be awesome to go there on a night when the moon is full.
That would be cool.
Listen for that.
See it.
Both. That'd be really neat.
See a guy out there howling at the moon.
And then you see that he transforms and he's like standing wolf.
Yeah, that part I wouldn't like so much.
Little werewolf.
Rip you apart.
Right?
Yeah, no.
Ghost werewolf.
It's cool until it's not.
Right? So a couple of things that the paranormal lockdown crew experienced is when they were up on this, I think it was the second floor of Warehouse D. It's kind of hard to tell. All the floors kind of look the same.
Oh, I'm sure.
Katrina and Nick were talking, and Katrina noticed that there was a dark mist showing up behind the cameraman.
Ooh.
So the cameraman's sitting there filming them, right? And she sees behind him, there's a shadow mist forming.
Creepy.
Yeah, that would be very creepy. Of course, it's not caught on tape.
Well, of course it's not going to be. Cameras are pointed the wrong way.
Right? Then, as Nick was kind of investigating down the hallway, he ended up hearing loud noises of things moving amongst the stacks of barrels in the ricks.
Oh, like what would be moving?
Exactly. What would be moving?
Sheesh.
Because remember, when they do paranormal lockdown, they're the only ones on the property for 72 hours.
Right. But like, are there things
that they can be moved?
Can actually be moved?
Yeah. So the barrels can move. There's like some, wood equipment that helps transport barrels back and forth. And
I would assume it would be more of the equipment than the barrels themselves.
Yes,
because can you imagine the energy
Jeesh.
that it would take with those big barrels like that?
So to roll a couple 100-pound barrel. Yeah.
Like, just even move it.
How did that barrel just get across the room?
Right? It'd be like Donkey Kong. Barrel coming at you.
Oh my gosh, I'd be terrified.
Quick, next floor.
That would be so terrifying.
Jump! Jump!
Hit it with a hammer.
You know I'm white, right? I can't jump. Oh, geez. So then they went over to Warehouse K. And as they were talking about the woman up there, they were doing an Echo Vox session, which is kind of like the Spirit Box.
Similar,
right?
Mhm. Isn't it the same principle?
It's the exact same principle.
Just different name.
Yeah. The difference is the Echo Vox is more like a data dictionary.
Okay.
So it's like an echoey ovulus versus using the radio stations.
Gotcha.
So while they're doing that, Nick experiences a tug on his pants,
Okay.
like right around his like knee level.
Mhm.
He thought he might have clipped one of the barrels that were on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and then he realized he was 1.5 feet away from the barrel.
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, that's not that wasn't the barrel.
Right.
So then he, what do we normally do when something happens to us, right?
Can
Was
you do
that
it
you that
again?
did it,
And can you do it again?
Mm-hmm.
right? And so when he goes, was that you that did it? Over the Echo Vox, a woman's voice comes through and says, yes,
Nice.
That's so cool. I love when I get answers like that.
right? And that's where I ended up stopping because they were setting up their cots for the night, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I
Not
don't.
far enough.
I went far enough. I don't want to recount the entire episode and
Oh, yeah.
just be in. Well, this is what happened on an episode of a ghost TV show.
But it gives us a good idea of what's going on in the distilleries.
Yeah. It would be really neat. So because they have tours, so they do daily tours. It would just be really neat to go see and experience some of just the buildings themselves, even if you're allowed.
Yeah.
It would be great, and especially now that they're not distilling for a year.
Yeah.
If you could
Oh,
get in
man.
and investigate, like even like, okay, maybe they won't let you in the stacks of the barrels. It's understandable. Like that's their livelihood. So they don't want
Right.
people.
They don't want
They don't
people
wanna lose
messing
the-
around that.
Right. They don't want people messing around because if you
No.
pull a cork and drain a barrel, there's,
Or drink a barrel.
or they're going to find you in a puddle if you drink a barrel.
Everybody bring your straws.
Right?
We're going to
Why-
poke a hole in the barrel.
why-
Bring
you
your
got-
sippy cups.
Why do you got 700 people during this investigation?
No reason.
No reason. But like if you could do just the house even,
Hmm.
and investigate the house, which is now is mostly museum.
Right.
It'd be neat to try to experience Lucy in that avenue.
Oh, yeah. Just seeing her standing there.
Yeah. Well, she actually moves around, so like you'd be sitting down on the main floor and you could hear footsteps walking above you.
That's always a cool sound.
Ooh.
It is a very cool sound.
We've heard that in the mill and stuff before.
Which was the first time I think all three of us have sat down in one spot together and experienced footsteps moving, and all of us going, "Oh yeah." As
You
you're
could
wa-
follow it.
You can follow it back
And it
and
was
forth.
going on for minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Yep.
not even just a couple footsteps, which is what you normally get.
Hmm.
which is so
This was
hard.
Minutes.
Yeah, because usually when it's like footsteps, you're like, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?"
I know.
No, we
It's-
just sat there and listened because
Yeah.
it just kept going.
Kept going. So I would hope it'd be something like that where you could just hear her moving around upstairs.
That'd be really neat.
And there's no telling if she's actually residual or if she's intelligent, like the haunting is.
Hmm.
So it'd be fun to find out and go through and see if she would react and interact with.
Yeah, or
And
get a
living
better
memory.
idea of which one it is, residual or intelligent.
Exactly. As the sun sets over the knobs of Claremont and the shadows stretch long across the rick houses, the line between Angel Share and the spirits of the past begin to blur. Whether it's Lucy Beam keeping watch over her window or a long-gone distiller still checking the proof in the warehouse D, one thing is certain. At Jim Beam, history doesn't just sit in a bottle, it walks the halls. The next time you pour a glass of that Kentucky Gold, take a moment to listen. That faint creak in the floorboards or the sudden scent of floral perfume might just be a reminder that some legacies are still too spirited to ever truly rest. And as always, stay ghosty, my peeps. Thank you for listening to the Paranormal Peeps podcast. You can find us on social media at Twitter at CPR Paranormal, on Facebook at Paranormal Peeps Podcast and Cold Spot Paranormal Research. And you can find us on Instagram at coldspot_paranormal_research.